Beneath the endless sands of Giza, where time itself feels frozen, an ancient guardian has watched humanity rise and fall. For thousands of years, the Great Sphinx has stared silently toward the east, its purpose lost to time. But what if the true secret of the Sphinx doesn't lie in what we see above the sand, but in what's buried deep beneath it? Because hidden under this colossal monument, scientists have detected vast chambers, tunnels that twist beneath its paws like veins of a sleeping giant. And here's the part Egypt doesn't want to talk about. Those chambers are sealed. Ground-penetrating radar, seismic surveys, and declassified scans all confirm it. The Sphinx sits atop something massive, something hollow, something built long before the first pharaoh ever wore a crown. In 1998, a team of researchers from Florida State University, led by Dr. Thomas Dobecki, conducted seismic readings around the Sphinx. The data came back shocking. Deep rectangular voids beneath the monument, stretching over 25 feet underground. When they shared their findings with Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, the response wasn't excitement. It was silence. Within weeks, their research permits were revoked, and Egypt officially denied the results. Yet the scans didn't lie. The seismic echoes showed air pockets, chambers, and what seemed like stair-like formations under the right paw of the Sphinx. Locals began whispering that the government had already found something there, something they didn't want the world to see. But these weren't new rumors. The idea of a hidden chamber beneath the Sphinx had been circulating for decades, maybe even centuries. The first whispers of the Hall of Records came not from archaeologists, but from a man often dismissed as a mystic, Edgar Cayce. In the 1920s, Cayce claimed that survivors of Atlantis had fled to Egypt after their continent sank, and that they buried their knowledge in a secret vault under the Sphinx. He said it would be discovered when the time of awakening begins, a phrase that feels eerily relevant today. At the time, historians laughed it off, but by the 1970s, explorers started noticing strange hieroglyphs carved near the Sphinx, symbols of scrolls, keys, and doors guarded by lions. In ancient Egyptian myth, the Sphinx was more than a statue. It was a guardian of gateways, a creature that protected the secrets of the gods. The door beneath its paws, if real, could be exactly what Cayce described: the entrance to a vault. Then came another shock to Egyptology. In the 1990s, geologist Dr. Robert Schoch and author John Anthony West analyzed erosion patterns on the Sphinx. The deep vertical grooves weren't from desert wind, they were from water. That meant the Sphinx had been exposed to heavy rainfall, something that hadn't occurred in Giza for at least 7,000 to 9,000 years. If true, it meant the Sphinx wasn't built by the Old Kingdom Egyptians 4,500 years ago, but by an unknown civilization around 10,000 BC, aligning perfectly with Plato's date for the fall of Atlantis. Their findings caused chaos in the academic world. Egypt's authorities dismissed them instantly, but again, the evidence didn't disappear. The geological weathering was real, and if the Sphinx truly was that old, the chambers beneath it could belong to a forgotten era, an age that modern history refuses to acknowledge. Under the Sphinx's right paw, radar imaging has revealed a rectangular cavity roughly 30 feet long and 12 feet high, a chamber completely sealed off by solid stone. Some theories claim it's a tomb, others a library. But what's most suspicious is the reaction every time someone tries to investigate. In 2009, an international research team proposed reopening the seismic surveys with modern equipment. Within 48 hours, the permit was denied. Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities publicly stated, "There is no chamber beneath the Sphinx." Yet multiple scans, American, Japanese, French, all show the same anomalies. Why deny what science keeps proving? Even more strange, workers who've been near the plateau describe metallic echoes under the ground when tapping the limestone, as if the rock hides something hollow or constructed. Casey claimed there were three halls of records, one in Yucatan, one in Atlantis, and one under the Sphinx. Each, he said, contained crystal tablets recording the rise and fall of the gods. Myth? Maybe. But then came a coincidence no skeptic can easily explain. In 1997, explorers mapping the Yucatan's ancient cenotes discovered a submerged cave containing carvings of the same symbols found near Giza: lions, eyes, and suns surrounded by spirals. Both sites, separated by an ocean, told the same story: a flood that wiped out a golden civilization. Egyptian priests, according to Plato, told Solon that their ancestors came from an island that sank in one night. If that's true, then perhaps the vault under the Sphinx isn't just Egyptian, it's Atlantean. A message carved in stone. When satellite data was reanalyzed in 2020, new anomalies appeared beneath the Sphinx, massive geometric shapes deeper than 40 feet underground. Independent researchers begged for access. Instead, Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities sealed off the area again. Insiders claim the excavation tunnels are there, just covered. Some even say a steel door was discovered and quietly removed during renovations in 1993. Then, in 2017, a set of photos leaked online showing a staircase descending into the bedrock beside the Sphinx enclosure. Egypt dismissed them as fake, but cross-referencing with topographic data shows the slope and position align perfectly with the seismic void recorded in 1998. Coincidence? Or evidence being quietly erased from history? Egypt's government insists that no hidden vault exists. But multiple engineers and former site workers have told a different story. According to one anonymous source, a small team entered a chamber beneath the Sphinx in the late 1990s. And what they found was not an empty room. They described walls lined with smooth granite blocks, carved with symbols unlike any known Egyptian script, a blend of Sumerian and something unidentifiable. In the center, a sealed stone box with faint magnetic readings. No photos were ever released. The chamber was resealed and all reports vanished. But here's where it gets chilling. Some of those same symbols, the ones no Egyptologist could explain, match markings on the Weldblundel prism, the Sumerian king list that describes gods ruling Earth before the flood. How could two civilizations, thousands of miles apart, use the same symbols unless they shared a common origin? If a vault exists under the Sphinx, and evidence says it does, what could possibly be so dangerous about it that entire governments choose denial? The answer might lie in the nature of history itself. If that chamber contains records predating the Egyptian dynasties, it would destroy the current timeline of human civilization. It would prove that before recorded history, an advanced culture existed, one capable of megalithic construction, global navigation, and possibly energy or technology we can't yet explain. It would also validate hundreds of myths, from the Sumerians' gods descending from the sky to the Atlanteans' lost wisdom. And perhaps that's the problem. If humanity learns it, once had Egyptian legend says that Thoth, the god of wisdom, built the Sphinx as the guardian of the gateway to the stars. In the emerald tablets of Thoth, he writes of hiding his knowledge beneath the temple of the lion. The Sphinx, half man, half lion, fits that description exactly. Thoth promised his records would remain sealed until man is ready to understand the divine. Could the vault beneath the Sphinx be the very library he described? Some theorists believe the emerald tablets we know are merely fragments, that the full set rests beneath the Sphinx, encoded in crystal form, untouched since before the Great Flood. Every generation that digs near the Sphinx gets a little closer, and every time, something stops them. Radar signals scrambled, permits revoked, researchers silenced. It's as if something or someone is protecting whatever lies beneath. What if it's not just a chamber? What if it's a mechanism? A machine of stone designed to awaken only when the stars above align exactly as they did 12,000 years ago, when the Sphinx first faced the rising of Leo in the dawn sky. Perhaps that moment is coming again, soon. And when it does, the vault may open not with tools or drills, but by resonance, the vibration of time itself. So as the winds of Giza sweep across the desert night, one truth lingers like a whisper through the sand. The Sphinx was never a monument to the past. It's a message for the future. What lies beneath it might not just rewrite history, it might remind us of who we truly are. Because every secret buried in stone eventually speaks, if the world is willing to listen.